This is some Noodles production.
What's up? What's going on, everybody? My name's Captain Monk, and this is episode 9 in my series called Road to Gold. In this series, I take every primary weapon from level 1 to 31 where we unlock the gold camouflage, but on the road there, I collect clips of myself using different camouflages, proficiencies, and attachments to display them on screen for you. Now, let's get right into the weapon stats for this weapon, because we don't got much time with the weapon clips today. Damage for this weapon, on its own, the L118A, I'm just gonna call it the L11 though. It does 98 damage, but before any of you guys cut me off and say, how do I get one-shot kills like that? Well, here's how it works. Snipers are very complicated when it comes to multipliers. Multipliers basically multiply the bullet damage depending on where you hit them on the body. So the multipliers for the L11 are 1.5 to the head, neck, and chest. That means that when you shoot a guy with 98 damage to those three places, head, neck, and chest, the bullet damage will be multiplied by 1.5. Now, you'll also get one shots to the lower torso, which is basically the nuts or the stomach. And that area, you'll get a 1.1 multiplier, which will still lead to a one-shot kill because 98 times 1.1 is over 100, and a player has 100 health. So, anywhere in the body will lead to a one-shot, one kill with this weapon. The only places you'll get a hit marker are the arms and the legs. So just aim for the body with this weapon is what I would recommend. Now, this weapon has a very average reload speed. It's bang on 3 seconds, which is just below the AS50 at 3.5 and the Barrett almost at 4 seconds. The clip size for the L11 is pretty good at 5 bullets per magazine. I mean, I can't think of a single bolt action with more than 5, except for with extended mags, which raises it to 7. But you get quite a bit of ammo with this weapon because you get 5 and 15. That's 20 rounds, which is just plenty. So you don't need more than that. I mean, you get more bullets with this weapon than you do with the AS50 for some reason. So 20 rounds is plenty for a bolt action rifle. So nothing wrong there. So that pretty much sums up all of the information for this weapon that you should probably know about. The only other things I think you should probably know about are its mobility. And now that's not listed in these stats I'm looking at. But the L11 has very great mobility, making it a very good weapon to quickscope with. Myself, I am not a quickscoper, but I do have some clips here where I am quickscoping to prove that this is a very good weapon for quickscoping. When the game was first released, this was the main weapon you'd see people using to quickscope, but now you more see people using the MSR for some reason. But right here we got the gameplay, guys. Now let's just get right into my class here. Now, like I said earlier, I am no quickscoper. It's not what I do, it's not what I enjoy. So I don't do it. I hardscope. I use the sniper the way it was meant to be used, and there's nothing wrong with quickscoping. It's fun. I agree, it's fun, but it's not the way the sniper's meant to be used. I think we can all agree upon that. So the class I got here, let's get right into the primary weapon. I'm using it with a variable zoom with stability. Now, like I said, I'm a hardscoper, so variable zoom allows me to be more aware and have more peripheral vision. Peripheral vision is basically allows you to see everything around what the main target is. So let's say you're looking at what's a good example? Oh, I cannot think of a good example. Let's say you look at a guy and he's right in front of you, he's right in your sights. When you have the lower zoom, you can see more around you. It's almost like having it's almost like the difference between a widescreen TV and like a 3x4 screen TV, if you know what I mean by that, like a smaller TV. That's the difference I'm talking about here, guys. You get a bigger idea of everything around you, and being aware of everything around you is the biggest benefit you could ever have when using any gun in the game. And that is why I cannot stress it enough, guys, that I think using the variable zoom is the way to go, because that gives you a bit more awareness, and awareness is key in Call of Duty, because awareness is what makes you good at Call of Duty. If you are not aware of an opponent being there, you're not going to kill him unless you get extremely lucky, and that's just fact. So being aware is extremely important, so that's why I chose the variable zoom attachment. Extended mags is another good thing if you're quickscoping, but like I said, I don't quickscope, it's not my thing. Now for stability allows you to really just be more accurate with your shots because it reduces sway by 25%, which is very helpful. As far as proficiencies go, that's probably what you want to roll with unless you're quickscoping. Again, when you're quickscoping, use speed. Speed is just great. It increases your mobility by 10%, I believe, and that's awesome. That's the difference between a assault rifle mobility and a submachine gun or shotgun, so that's pretty good. It gives you a bit more mobility. so that will definitely help you out if you're trying to get around quickly. And with this L11 you can move around quickly already, so that it improves it even more, so you can run faster than when you could with a shotgun. But one problem I do have with the stability proficiency is if you put stability, or not stability, speed, I'm sorry guys, speed on your L11, if you pull out your FMG9s, you do not have speed anymore, which is really annoying. So if you want to run on fast, you have to keep your sniper out, which is kind of irritating, because when I move around I want to change positions by taking out my secondary. And that brings us into our perks. So the first perk we got here is sleight of hand, and that is for taking out your secondaries quickly. I don't use it for the faster reloading, I could care less about that, but I like being able to switch to my secondaries if I get caught off guard, because your secondary is your best friend when you're sniping. And the only reason I'm using FMG9s, guys, is because I'm sniping. When I snipe, I use FMG9s because I need a good backup weapon, and they're the best in the game, and if you're not using them, you're getting killed by them, so it's just the way it is. Now the next perk we got here is Assassin. Now before you guys dislike the video for Assassin, let me explain. When you're sniping the way I like to snipe, which is being stealthy, playing the sniper the way it's supposed to be used, you're going to want to use Assassin. It's probably the best thing you should use, at least with a bolt action in my opinion. When you're spamming the Barrett or an RSAS or even the AS50, you'd be better off with something like Hardline, because you may run on ammo, maybe not so much with the Barrett, but you will run on ammo with the semi-automatics a lot more easily. So Hardline will definitely come in handy there, and people are gonna come and find you when you're running Assassin, even on a semi-automatic. But on a bolt action, you can get away with it, and it's just a better perk when using a bolt action sniper, in my opinion. Then we got Marksman, and that's just an all-around good sniper perk because it allows you to see targets at long distances, and that definitely helps out in Modern Warfare 3 because of the camouflage in this game is very good. In games like Black Ops, the camouflage wasn't very good. You could easily see people, and I kind of like that. Whereas this game, it's very difficult to see people on particular maps, especially. There's some maps where I think the players who are on the SAS team, they're wearing like big black uniforms and stuff, and you cannot see them, and it's really annoying. So that's one thing that definitely does bother me. So now, some things you guys may want to try instead of the perks I'm using are, I've gotten a lot of questions of people asking me, would overkill be a good idea on snipers? Now here's my opinion on this. As long as the FMG9s are how they are right now, I know they've been patched once, and up here they've been patched again on the Xbox, but I mean, they're better than a shotgun at this point. The only exception is the striker, but the striker you gotta level up to like damage to actually be effective with it. So if you have a striker with damage and you have Overkill Pro, that's probably better than the FMG9s, but at this point, the FMG9s are better than any shotgun in the game unless you have it maxed out and level. So at this point, Overkill is a no-go unless you have a strong secondary like a shotgun for close range, or even a submachine gun. But what I find is when I use Overkill with anything besides a shotgun, I find myself using my secondary, in this case an assault rifle like the M4. You'll see me using it here, and I just kind of end up using it more because it's a better weapon overall for basically every gunfight you get into in Modern Warfare 3, because these maps are not built for snipers. Speaking of sniper maps, I hear today they released the new map pack, and I'm on PS3, guys. I do have an Xbox, and I plan on getting this converter. And that's something I should talk about real quick here, is I'm getting this thing called an XCM Crossfire adapter or something like that. And what this will allow me to do, guys, is it's not a modding thing, but what it'll allow me to do is it'll allow me to use any controller I wish. I could use a keyboard with it on the Xbox. So I'm getting this thing so I can plug in my PS3 controller and I can play on Xbox. So when I get this product, guys, I'm gonna be hosting an open lobby on the Xbox, and that'll be awesome. So make sure to add me on Xbox, guys. I've changed my gamer tag because I didn't like what it was before. It's now Captain Monk, so just add me on there, and I'll hopefully be getting that product this weekend. And speaking of this week, guys, I have midterms this week, so don't expect too many videos from me this week. I'm gonna be posting a sub gameplay tomorrow, but for Thursday and Friday, I'm not gonna post anything, guys. I apologize, but midterms are much more important than posting videos. Life comes first, guys. I'm sorry. But anyways, guys, I hope you learned something today about the L11. I'll see you guys next episode. Peace.